Hello everyone, my name is Lil Genji, or you just call me Lil Green. Today, I'm going to show you how to draw a body or just draw a person. But what you want to first start off with is with like a circle. It doesn't have to be perfect or anything. It just has to be a little circle to implicate the skull. And then you do a line all the way down from the top of the head, just all the way down to where you think would be like where the waist would be, as you see here. And then you do another line going horizontally on the circle where the first you started the line. And that's how you can determine how long you want your face, or horizontally you want your face. Then you start doing a little jaw where the sides of your face would be both here and there. And then you actually start doing the jaw next, after I do this and do absolutely nothing. Okay, just the thing. Okay, then next you start doing the jaw, which would be two lines. Two simple lines. It might look kind of weird while you're drawing it, but it'll become something. You just have to give it time. And then after that, you start roughing out the shoulder. Basically, all that you're doing is just basic shapes like circles, squares, triangles, diamonds, and all that stuff. But right now, I'm doing a male body. So it would be more boxy-like than like slimmer. And then you just kind of do this little like crossy thing you do like on the chest so you can block out where you want everything. And then you do other circles for the shoulder. This is where you probably put like arms, and right here is another circle, so you can rough out the stomach. And then this area right here would be where the hips will be. That's where your hip would normally be. This is where your pelvic area would be, in a way. I normally don't really I subconsciously do this because I've been drawing for quite a long time, but that's basically how you do it. It's mainly just 3 triangles, but let's just go off that. Now we do the arm. Well, the arm is kind of a bit too long, so I'm just gonna shave that off a bit, and then this is where the new arm going to be, with another circle. All those circles will mainly be joints. So it'll be the shoulder, the elbow, and then the wrist. And now you start doing the legs. Even though this is not like a full like etymology or whatever the frick it's called, I just normally just do what feels right. Those will be where the knees will go. But now we just kind of etch out the top of the head. Yeah, etch out the top of the head so you can understand where like the top of your head would be. And like, so you can like draw hair more efficiently than how it is now. And now we can get on with it. Now we start with the neck. The neck is more like a cylinder type of way. So you just start with a cylinder. You can also do that little cylinder part right there so you can get more out of like drawing the neck. And now we do the actual stomach part. You just kind of guide like where the line was. Then you just basically just follow the line of the chest. Then that is where that little like hip part right there, I don't know what it is because I don't know any entomology stuff. And then now you're drawing the shoulders. The shoulders is just like these lines where you just basically just like, I don't know how to explain it, but that's just how you draw the shoulder. If you're just following along, if I'm very annoying, just mute me or whatever. Okay. These little triangle type things is like your shoulders, because that's where you're going to be drawing your arm, which is like, I don't know etymology, so I don't really know what this is. But you just kind of like do cylinders as well, because your arm is more like a cylinder in a way. Your elbow, you kind of do like a little like bump, but you could just kind of like add the cylinder and the elbow together. It'll make it easier that way, but for now, I just kind of following along. If you're enjoying this video, please like and subscribe, because I need it. But back to it. With the legs, is kind of like another cylinder, just like with the arms. Basically, when you're doing the limbs, they're more like cylinders. Just don't worry about, like, you can't worry about the length of them, because if you do it too long or too big, they kind of look weird. But now with the hands, I know a lot of people struggle with hands. It's very simple. If you're doing like a front way, you just kind of draw like a little shape like that. It's more like a weird rectangle. That's basically just how I can describe it, is that your hand is more like a rectangle. And for the actual finger joints, you want to draw circles and lines to shape out how long you want your fingers. You also kind of want to do the other fingers as well, because you don't want like your hand to look like basically just a crab arm. You want to actually give it like depth and stuff to see like if it's like good enough or whatever. You just kind of just, do that, whatever. And now I'm just drawing hair. Hair can be like very simple. It can be like, it'll mainly be triangles if we're going with like something what I'm doing, which I really like using triangles, because basically I'm just drawing like an OC version of me, which I would mostly just use a lot of triangles, like curved triangles. As you can see now, I don't want to like ruin the view, so just, yeah. Mainly when you're wanting to draw hair, you just kind of want to like kind of go what felt right, because that's just kind of how I went with myself. So I just kind of went with what went right. So next, I'm actually drawing my clothes. It's basically based off of what I have actually. Like, I kind of have this sort of type of like shirt. That little sleeve part, that's actually blue. And like, basically my whole fit is blue and white. Don't expect me to use color, because I don't normally like the color, but I will color when like I'm digitalizing. So with pants, if you want them baggy, just kind of go with like something like this. You just kind of want like a lot of lines to like describe how baggy they are. This is not actually how I would draw like baggy clothes on like a normal character, but it's just how I draw them on me, because I find it pretty cool. But now you just want to erase everything to the point where like you're still able to see it, but it's erased enough for when you're doing the final drawing, you can't see it, even though it is quite noticeable. just wipe off that stuff off, all of it off. There we go. And now, after doing all of this, after doing all those lines, all those shapes, now all you just have to do is just either trace over the lines or just add more details to the lines. Just like how I'm doing my hair, my jaw. When you're drawing the jaw, you kind of don't want to like fully do it unless you're wearing a mask or something. So you want to do something how I'm doing, and kind of forgot to draw the ears, but there you go, there's some ears. And then you do the neck. You don't all the way do the full neck. And if you're having a shirt, you want to do where like that little U part. And then the actual shirt, just kind of just want to follow how like you kind of drew it. Basically, the best way how I find it easiest to actually draw is to split it up to 3 to 4 stages. The build out, the actual like body making, like accessories like the hair, the clothes, the face, all that would be accessories for the actual base of the body, and then the actual drawing. But for now, how I draw hands is that I just kind of go with like little sausages, if I'm being totally honest. That's basically kind of what they are, just mini sausages. But then I do the forearm exactly how I did on the other side to make it a little bit symmetrical, even though the little gaps for the arms aren't really symmetrical. Honestly, I don't think that's how you do like even your forearms, because I kind of got messed up on how I even did it. It's just all up in mine. But then I do my pants. I would give like that little waistband area more details with more lines, but I'm not, so I'm just gonna draw my little pulley strings, which I butchered immensely. And then when you're doing like the crotch area of like your pants, they don't perfectly like go into like a straight point. If they're baggy, they're most likely gonna overlap and give it that little like curvy area right there. But now I'm just gonna do my hair, which is how I did it on the thing, but I'm making it shorter because I didn't really like how I drew it the first time. You don't always have to 100% follow how you drew it, but you can follow it enough for it to be like good enough for your brain. And there you go. Even though I kind of forgot a line right there, which I'm gonna fix pretty soon. But now I just kind of draw my smile, which isn't really a smile. It's just kind of like a comedy mask type, which I've honestly found a meaning to why I draw it, but I don't really am gonna tell y'all that because it's something that only for me to know. And I draw it black, and there we go. That is how you draw, I guess, your first person or whatever. So use this to your own risk, and meh.